Hello. Oh, we go. How do I do that? All right. Hello. Oh, it's good to see you. Oh, I've got some people coming in straight away. Rock on. Sarah Stiles, hello. Welcome to Candid with Kel, everybody. My name is Kel. I am a stroke survivor and I'm also the founder of Genyus Network, our incredible community, which is all about empowering people who've been touched by trauma to connect by sharing our stories. So welcome along. Today is it's our weekly chat or weekly convo, weekly meetup. That's what it feels like to me anyway. I feel like we're together, even though you can see me, but I can't see you. Well, I can actually see you because I can see people there. This is our weekly chat or our weekly meetup that happens at 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday. So welcome. If you haven't been here before, join the party. And to those who have, welcome back. As you're coming on through, please, I'm going to put some music on quickly. We do that all the time. Say hello as you're coming on through. Give me a bit of a wave. Throw some likes so that I know you're there, and then we can chat as we're going. But I'll put music on to let us keep on going. And I'll have a tea. If you haven't got a tea or a drink or something, because it's probably going to go for half an hour. Sometimes we go 15 minutes. Sometimes we go half an hour. You never know. So there's lots to talk about. Lots to do with motivation. Lots to do with our community, where we're going, what's happening in our community that I want to share with you. So, pull up a chair and I will talk to you very soon. Oh, hello, Kirsten. Oh, Thomas, thank you. Love the beanie. It's freezing. Are you cold? Ah, Kim, stayed awake all the way from the US. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad that my happy face brings you joy. I tell you what, Kim, your happy face and your messages bring me joy, so thanks. Right back at ya. Who else is coming in? Sarah Stiles, you're here. Kirsten, hello, Kirsten. Alright, everyone getting settled in? This is so weird of me, but I think we're cool. We're cool when we do this together. I don't feel like such a weirdo. Alright. So today I want to have a bit of a chat with you about some stuff that's been going on. First of all, I want to talk about our community. The things that have been happening are amazing. I've been working on, since last week, you might remember that I was sick with the flu, or I'd just been sick with the flu, and I'm still just kind of getting over it. But we talked about, I guess the setbacks of when you sort of pushed yourself too hard, and I didn't really go into it because I was congested and couldn't really think properly. But I was thinking about you and how we all deal with I guess even sometimes like the little minor setbacks can suddenly become feel like quite a big setback. And so for me, having the flu, because of where I bled, the ramifications of my brain injury mean that I have sensory issues. So I have said this a lot, but I have diplopia, a vision condition, which means that I see double. I've got a vestibular dysfunction, which means that I'm dizzy all the time. It can be really hard to balance because of that. And those things, they're just a couple of the sort of melting pot of things that I manage since my stroke. But because I am almost 10 years post-stroke, I've been managing them for a while now and I'm used to them. And I don't know about you. Actually, if you've been... Well, actually, let me know. Have you been... no matter how long you've been into maybe your recovery or overcoming some sort of sense of adversity, when have you reached a point where you've sort of integrated it into your life? Like, I don't know if you know if you know what I mean. Like, it certainly became, that show, The New Normal. It certainly has become that for me. I'm gonna actually, I just want to see what's up. Oh, Lionel, Dubai, holla, Lindell, quick. Oh, cuz, hey, cuz. Oh my gosh, okay, so it's obviously hot in the States, but it's quite cold in Australia, or at least in Melbourne. We have a bit of a four seasons in one day thing going on, so that's just how we roll. But yeah, I wanted to talk about what I've been doing with our community and with you sending. I've been writing some emails. Every week-ish, we get an email. I send out an email to you, which is kind of like a letter. Not quite a love letter, but sort of. And it's something where we get to all talk about the topic that's kind of on our minds. And because I was sick last week, I found myself really struggling to be motivated to do anything. Fatigue hit me really hard, and as I was saying, not to wallow in this, but to acknowledge it, I have to manage things a bit more carefully when I'm unwell, and I'm sure you will relate to this. So if you do have to manage something, extra things, can you let me know if you actually manage things that are like symptoms that might get exacerbated when you're sick? Like I know I find that quite interesting how sometimes in a really weird way it almost refers something else to be tricky. For me, it's like my balance gets even worse, but that's kind of obvious because the balance and the sinuses are all connected, as well as the inner ear and the vestibular dysfunction. So anyway, without going into that, I'd be really interested to know how you get impacted by even more, minor sickness, post injury, post head injury, stroke, what have you. But yeah, I wanted to talk about these emails that I've been writing to you because it's all about motivation, because I essentially lost mine. I've always considered myself to be someone that is really motivated. It's kind of like it's in my DNA to be, I don't know, like I'm going to do. And I found myself that I just worn myself out, and I actually write about this. Oh, hang on. Did something just happen? Yeah, okay. This is also what goes on with my eye. Anyway, that's weird that I just told you that. But we are candid. We are candid with Cal, and I commit to you to be absolutely real. The point of the emails that I've been writing are all about different strategies to find motivation and different ways in which I guess motivation can occur for some naturally, and can also, for some of us, be a bit more hard work. And I had always considered myself to be someone who's naturally really motivated, but I found myself really demotivated. And I did all these things. I was, I don't know if you've heard of the TED Talk by Amy Cuddy, which is all about your body language shapes who you are, sort of like standing in power stances and how your external body can influence your internal body. And I was like, I'm doing that, I'm going to take power stance, I'm going to be strong. And then I did this other thing by this amazing CNN reporter, television host and motivational speaker, Mel Robbins. She's got this amazing thing, I don't know if you know about it. It's called the 5-second rule. She's kind of quoted for saying motivation is garbage. And it is such an interesting perspective on motivation and what, I guess, can make a human motivated and how much we are in the driving seat of our motivation. So I was doing everything. The 5-second rule, I'm doing, dress to impress yourself. So when I went out, I dressed nicely, not in my pajamas and all snotty and gross. I sort of dressed so that I felt good and hoped that exterior would inform the interior and maybe lift me a bit. And interestingly, over the many days of... Hey, Emily Smith, you just came on. Welcome to the chat. I realised that nothing on the outside was necessarily going to change the inside, except for what I needed, which was rest. And I don't know about you, but I don't like to rest. I've never been someone that likes to rest. I was brought up... it's not really to do with my upbringing, just I was a theatre kid, so I have spent most of my life pre-stroke, the vast majority being a theatre person, which is like being alive at night like an owl. Anyway, and I just realised loud and clear that I just needed to rest and honour that rather than resisting it. And yeah, motivation to rest became my prerogative. I thought that is so interesting, and I just wanted to sort of talk to you about whether you have had that time where you've realized that actually what I need to do here is honor something else, not just, you know, the aspiration that I've got that's big and it's going to be something, you know, that feels like almost fantastic. It's about being real with yourself and grounding into now. And I don't know, I'd kind of lost touch with it, but I've written a lot about it, and I'm sending an email out to you very soon. So if you've subscribed to our website, you'll be getting that email very soon. If you haven't, of course, www.genyusnetwork.com. Make sure when you join, you check your inbox very quickly, because you'll get a confirmation email, and you have to actually say yes, that you want to be part of the community to get the emails, which feature so many people in our community. It features an amazing chat with Tommy, who's actually a stroke survivor from Australia, who I've met in person and is now a friend of mine. And Tommy had his stroke when he was a lot younger than when I had mine, being 24. He had it when he was a kid, and I know that some of us have had strokes and other brain injuries and things like that when we're kids, and it's a very unique experience. But I think what is even more unique about what Tommy shares in the Topic Talk video this week in the email is, or on our website actually, it's actually hosted on our website, so you can go to genyusnetwork.com and you can see it on the website. It's an amazing conversation about the sort of 3 key tips that we both share, that we both align with, about how we stay motivated kind of through and through. And I guess going back to that thing about Motivation is Garbage by Mel Robbins, it's such an interesting look at the other side of it, that it isn't an automated thing, that it's something that we've got to work for. And I don't know, I just wanted to share with you that that's what I've been working on, and it's actually been motivating me to reach out to you and actually look after myself. Anyway, moving on from that, I also wanted to talk about a vigil that I went to in the last few days for someone who has passed away in Australia, and it's been really big in the news. So those in Australia will probably have heard of this. But Eurydice Dixon was murdered, and it has been an absolute sort of national travesty, and it's really there's a lot of political debate about it, about safety and women's rights and the movement of Me Too, and all the things that I think are so important in our day and age now, that actually if we work together we can solve these issues. But the point of this vigil was that it was a silent vigil, and I just wanted to go to this park where apparently, you know, it was going to be that thousands of people would turn up and essentially have a silent vigil in candlelight to honour the life and legacy of Eurydice. And what was amazing about that was, as my friend and I remember crossing the road to go into this massive park, like huge park, it was like, you know, in The Lion King, when everyone is like Pride Rock's getting full and they're like, circle of life, when that's all happening and it's like the giraffe and the hyenas, it was literally like thousands of people. Like I'm too young to have gone to Woodstock, but I wish I could have gone, because this was just such an incredible experience where everyone was just coming together and slowly forming this mass of people, which was like a beating heart in this massive park. And as I was there amongst over 10,000 people, my friend and I that were there, essentially, it was just amazing. 10,000 people, and you could hear a pin drop. No one spoke. The only time that someone spoke was when someone actually got on the microphone and I guess instructed what was going to happen, which was that we were going to have an extended period of silence, and then there was going to be an ending of that silence with a choir. And we were standing there, and the lights went out, and it was pitch black or very dark, and there was just thousands, a sea of candles, and we all just stood in silence. Like, not like actual, I don't know, like thunderous silence, where it was like I just felt everyone, and it made me think about the power of community. And when the choir started singing, I'm not gonna like tear up, but it was very moving. So you've seen me cry before, so if I cry, I'm not afraid to be vulnerable. But when the choir started singing at the end of the vigil, they started singing Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen, and it was like a movement. The choir was singing far off in the distance, and slowly, like, you could just feel, I don't know if you've been in a crowd before, even if it's at a music festival or somewhere. Let me know if you've been somewhere where you can feel the people that are around you, and you can actually feel an energy that is almost like bigger than all of us. It's like a collective consciousness. And this experience was just so moving to be a part of, and I felt so glad that to go to something that could heal so many collectively. And I guess after that, what I thought about was, in all honesty, it really did make me think about the power of community, and it made me think about the power of our community and lots of ways in which we communicate and connect. And I know that you may be part of our rant room. I know a few Candid with Cals ago, I launched the rant room. I opened that room up for us, our private room. I'll link it below in case you don't know about it. But the rant room is a space, a safe space that's in private, where anyone in our community, you can come and you can just let loose on whatever you need to, as long as there's no attacking of each other or any personal affront that is destructive. This is actually a constructive space where in private we can express whatever we need. You can swear, you can go, you just let it out, because that's something that we do need. We need a safe space to do that. And this vigil reminded me of that safe space and the collective consciousness of community. And recently, Charlotte, I don't know, Charlotte, are you on, actually? Charlotte from the UK, one of our amazing members. I'll have a quick scan. Cynthia, sorry, I've just got that Cynthia says that she loves the rant room. I'll come back to all this, guys. But Charlotte from the UK, it is pretty early in the UK at the moment, but Charlotte got onto me on my last night because Charlotte uses a trachea, and I don't know if you can see it, because I've got chest hair and apparently a zit. But I had a trachea. My bled into my brainstem, so my respiratory system was severely compromised after my stroke. I was initially breathing through a tube, life support, all that sort of stuff. Eventually I moved to a trachea. I had a tracheotomy procedure done, and a tracheostomy put in. So it's like a tube that essentially you breathe through. Now, I had that for my entire hospital stay after my stroke. So I had it for a few months. And the reason that what Charlotte has said resonated with me so much was because straight away it reminded me, because Charlotte is talking about dealing with the trachea and how one of the procedures of getting it removed is very problematic, and that there's difficulty with dealing with it, and it's very painful. It's a very uncomfortable, awfully challenging thing. And I remember mine, and it was absolutely terrifying to try and get that thing out. I remember having to go there. Sorry, I'm frothing up a little bit in my throat. But I remember having to go through 24 hours, which turned into 48 hours of breathing through the trachea, with not breathing through the trachea, to, I guess, certify to my physicians and health professionals that my respiratory system was able enough to do it on its own. And there was a lot of fear and pain in that. I don't know if you have had an experience with the trachea, please let me know below, because if you have, you'll get it. And for anyone that hasn't, it is a unique physical sensation, but I am sure that as a life-breathing individual, which you are, you can imagine having your breathing restricted by a tube and a little kind of like filter. But the point of this about the trachea was that Charlotte expressed some issues she's having with her trachea, and I actually straight away was like, oh my God, and I reached out to Charlotte and went, hey Charlotte, because, you know, Charlotte knows that I've had a trachea, and straight away we've got that kinship. You know, you have the kinship with anyone who's, I really think it's anyone that's overcome adversity, which is all of us. Anyone that is looking to truly, truly connect, I connect with. But Charlotte and I had a bit of a chat about the trachea, and I told her, you need to get some stuff out. Go to the rant room. And I linked her into the rant room, which I'll link below, and she just did in the last 24 hours. And straight away, everyone's jumped on board in the rant room to support Charlotte through what is a really challenging time. But the most important thing about that is that through a challenging time, which is inevitable in our lives, we can make it better when we work together. And so to see our community just continually rallying, because I get to see all of it because I'm here and I'm sort of behind the keys. So I get to see so much of our community doing little things. I mean, Clive, everyone, all the guys, Tom, everyone jumping in, even on the relationships post on the website at Genyus Network. There's the topic talk on relationships. Everyone's responses even to that, going through, writing them on Facebook, seeing each other's responses. Sarah Stiles, your response was amazing to that one. And your recent one in the rant room as well. Yeah, I think that just the power of our community is moving into different spaces and helping each other and really being with each other. The responses to one another and the genuine sharing of story and then connection through those stories is just, it makes us unstoppable. And to really sort of round off this experience I had with this vigil and the then following experience with our community, it just really, really hammered home that community is not important. It is imperative. It is imperative that we connect with one another and understand that we are part of something bigger than just our individual experience, and that by sharing our own experience, that will inevitably help someone else connect with you and share their experience. That connection creates solutions. So I just need to say that it was a bit of a rant. I'm going to go to the rant room and talk about it. No, it's not an upsetting rant. It's a really moving thing that I just really, really needed to share with you. So if you've had any experiences, I'd love you to let me know now in the comments. Let me know your experiences of connecting with people in our community and what problems you found solutions to, because the amount of solutions that we offer one another is phenomenal. And I'm just so proud of you for contributing to that and being brave and willing to be seen. On top of that, with the community, I just want to let you know as well about where we're sort of going together. I've been having lots of meetings and lots of incredible connections with people that are in technology, that are in startup world, that are in philanthropy, people in the disability space, in the neurological space, in the stroke space. And so many people want to make our community work. And my dream, my vision for our community is to absolutely eliminate isolation by sharing our stories. And it is through empowering one another to share our stories that we're going to do that. This is disrupting isolation. We're going to get rid of it when we do it together. And so what I wanted to ask you is, I know that heaps of people in our community, and if you are someone in our community that's about to hear this, please let me know below. This is very, very real. Is that as people come into our community, I've seen that a lot of people are like tech developers and web developers and programmers and all these sorts of things that I'm certainly not. But people have experience. We have a breadth of experience in our community, which is phenomenal. As I said last week, we've become more than just a global community of people who are touched by trauma. We're a global story sharing resource. And to make that story sharing platform happen, I want you to do that with me. I want us to do it together. I feel like I'm making some big thing, I don't know. But I know that you've got expertise that you have that may be an untapped. But I want you to know that I'm here, and my email address is caleb@genyusnetwork.com. Please, if you have any experience in programming, tech development, web development, anything like that, I would love to talk to you, because where we are going is absolutely phenomenal. There is a lot of support out there, and the absolute true strength is in our community. So please let me know what experience you have, and if you want to be part of creating our platform. I just wanted to put it out there to you because I'm all about us doing it together, because there's nothing like user-generated content. You have the mic first. Everyone wants to hear your stories, and everyone needs to hear your stories. To unlock the prison of someone who you may not have even met, it's going to be your story. So please, as I said, just as a finally to wrap that little bit up, is absolutely hit me up, caleb@genyusnetwork.com. If you've got any experience in tech, web development, anything like that, I would love to hear from you and see where we might be able to go together. The very last thing that I want to say to you, other than this feels like it's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster, is actually no. Before I wrap up, I'm gonna quickly have a bit of a scroll, let you guys know who's part of. So we've got a bit of. Okay, so we've got Dubai, the US. We do have the UK, Australia. We've got members from everywhere coming in. Oh, and Thomas, someone from Australia, saying, I want to be in Dubai. Yes, Thomas. Well, you can be in Dubai. Yes. Oh, amazing. Okay, so Emily Smith, my source of motivation in a bottle, kicking so many goals this week. Oh, brilliant, hilarious, love you. Ian Rickson, my father, brilliant, thank you for being here. Big source of my motivation, even when it is tough, it is the right thing. Sarah Siles says, it's taken years, but I'm used to resting now. I have things I do in bed so I don't go insane. Rock on. Power to the naps, you know? Actually, if you are into a power nap, which I'm not very good at, can you find this emoticon, this emoji? I can't believe I just called it an emoticon. Anyway, find one of these emojis, because that will let me know that you're into the nap. I want to know who's into naps here. And if you are into naps, I want to know your tricks on how to do it. Because counting sheep doesn't work for me. I can't do it. I can't block it out. Give us your tips. Give all of us your tips. Because when you do give your tips, they're not just going to me. I mean, they're amazing and I've used so many of them. But as I said, we're a story sharing resource. We are becoming an absolute hub for one another. And we are finding solutions through our comments. So make a comment, please. Let me know below. Lionel. Oh, great. Alison McGee, you're back. Thank you. Cynthia. Guys, if you haven't yet as well, when you sign up to the website, you'll also see in this week's email an amazing message from Cynthia. I'm not going to say any more on that, but if you are looking for motivation, sign up, because you are going to get some on the other end. Now, Cynthia is called Cynthia on Facebook, but Cynthia, as I should probably say for you, everyone, Cynthia's real name is Joy, Joi, which is just so cool, and Cynthia is pure joy. So make sure you guys connect. Ruben, thank you. He says, hey family, everyone say hi to Ruben. Give a holler to our man. Yes, getting close to sharing your story. Thank you, Emily. Oh, guys. Oh, yes, I've got heaps of these. This is so good. If you haven't done it yet, give us one of these. If you power nap like an absolute trooper, please do, and then give me your tips below, because I want to know how you do it. But guys, that's it from me for this week. Please, as I said, just to wrap up, we've got the rant room if you need a space where you just need to vent. It's a private group. I can link you to it. It's just linked to our Facebook group. There's also Survivor Snapshot. If you haven't already introduced yourself yet, which Emily says she's going to very soon. Cannot wait to hear from you, Emily. I can't wait for you to meet everyone, and for everyone to be able to meet you. You're an amazing soul, and your story is going to be absolutely awesome for everyone to hear. I absolutely know it's going to touch people. So yeah, our private group, Survivor Snapshot, which is associated to our Facebook group, our private group, The Rant Room, and also, most importantly, our website, www.genyusnetwork.com, so you can stay at the absolute forefront of all the information and inspiration that our community has through many different ways. And I tell you what, there's a lot of stuff about to come very soon that... I'll tell you one thing. Should I? We're going to have live meetups very soon. Video conferencing. It's happening. But we'll talk about that later. I shouldn't have said it, but it's happening. I'm getting excited because you've just lifted me up. Thank you so much. Please hit me up. I can't wait to talk to you soon. Our power is when we work together, and the power of your story is the thing that it's going to solve all the problems for someone else. So be brave and share yourself. Thank you so much. Stay strong. Love you. I'll talk to you next week. I can't wait to see you respond to relationships and the motivations posts, because they're really good. Check out Tommy on the website, by the way. I've given lots of things for you to do, so do any of them. I'll put all the links below. Peace out. Love you. I'm a genius. You are a genius. We're on fire. Bye.